Okay, you're going to want to go to sycamoreeducation.com, where I already am, and click login. Our school ID is 1919, and I'm going to log in as Natasha. And that's just first letter, last name for username and password. And right away it's going to say, hey, you need to change your password because it's not strong enough, so put in the password you just put in. And I'm going to change to NONNEN1234 and click submit. And this basically just says that if you are using a specific browser, they want you to change the settings. If you have Firefox, you would go to Firefox, Options, and under Content, we're blocking pop-ups, which is good, except for having an exception. And I need to add Sycamore Education. Oh, baby. Education.com. And allow anything from Sycamore. That way, if they send me anything, it's not going to block it, and I can actually see the content. Click allow, and then enable JavaScript. Go to Advanced. Top and the bottom are checked. We should be good there. And that's it. That's a one-time setup. After you've done it once, you never have to do it again. This then is what Sycamore, the home page, looks like. Get out of here. Done that, so don't show me again. This is our flash news up in the top right. When you put your cursor over top of it, it stops. You can actually read it. You move it off and it starts scrolling again. Down below that has what's going on today. There's nothing going on because it's June. Has the birthdays, and then who's on is an instant messaging system. I just logged off, so it's a little delayed, but I can see the personal information of that individual, and then if I want to send them a message, I just click on the little note and I say, hey, and that's just a instant message system. For some reason, this isn't quite set up to where I can see it, but I'd click submit and it would send me a message. If I'm not on, I believe it would send me that message when I get on later. That's what's going on today. Featured photos, that's something where in your own page you can add in photos, and then if you want to feature it on the home page, there's just a check mark you can do for that. Same thing with the documents. I have the Hawk News up there. I have a list of links I think would be nice. I think I'm going to add Spelling City to that list. And then I have no featured classes right now. And then again, just click the plus to expand, minus to shrink. Polling is one thing that I think is going to be a lot of fun. We can create polls to see what people they think. What do you think St. John's greatest strength is? Check something, click vote, and then you're part of the population there. And then there's the weather. Here's our news. Click on this guy, read the newspaper. Calendars, the 20 events that are coming up the soonest. I need to get our golf scramble on there. I can see all events, or click the next 20 events, and that's going to give me a calendar. In June, I'm going to have to skip ahead to August before I can see anything. And then if you click on anything blue on this website, it's going to be a link and just give you more details. Internal means that only our staff members can see this. External means anybody in the world on the internet can see it. If neither one is checked, like I just did there, then only our Sycamore people can see it. And with anything on this website, I need to generally click submit. Not in this case. All right. And I'm just going to close out of that. These are documents, same documents that I have featured here. Hawk News, exact same thing. Photos, again, photo here is going to be the same photo as what is here, just another way to see it. Same thing with up here under the school tab, you have news. It's going to be the same news, calendar, documents that are featured, photo albums, and then favorites. Photo albums, again, I click on that, it's going to give me the same picture. So just different ways to find it. Everything up here in the top left, I wouldn't worry about at this point. You can explore a little bit, see what they all have to offer, but it's not anything that you're going to need to deal with in getting set up. Down below is my school. That's your portion. You go to my classes, and this should all be set up already. There's day-long classes, and then they're also period-long. I'm logged in as Natasha. She doesn't have any period-long classes because she has 3rd and 4th grade all day. Upper grade is going to have some period-long. Click on the red schoolhouse, and it's going to open a new tab. And this is Natasha's page. Over here we have all of our students listed, all the different login. You can see who's been here. And then if you have more than one class, especially if you have period long, that's the upper grades, you can click from the drop down menu and select that specific period. You have a page for each class. So if you have only period long for the younger grades, you only have one page specific. But if I teach 3rd and 4th grade for one period, and I teach 7th and 8th for one period, I don't want them all seeing the same news. So that's why they have different pages for that. So in Natasha's 3rd and 4th grade page, she has specific news that she has specific to her class. Same thing for the calendar, for the documents. If you have a newsletter, you can upload your newsletter. If you have photos, perhaps from a field trip, you can upload them there. You do that under classroom news. And we want a new article. I'm not going to do that yet though, because I'm going to attach a picture. And in order to do that, I have to go to a photo album. And I added this earlier, field trip. And I did that by just doing, I'll go back, doing a new album and field trip. And I uploaded a photo, doing so by going to upload, photo, and then browse. And then you just fly down and find a picture that you would like to use. And you select it, hit open, it uploads it, and then ta-da, this was the result. Now, if there's a picture from a field trip or something, I can stick some notes in there, title it, highlight on the home page. That's where you saw the picture of Jeremiah. External, so anybody on the internet can see it. Login page photo. You can do a lot of stuff here. Title it. Then after you have it set the way you want it, you can trash it, or you can keep it. That was an accident. Or you can email it. Say it's a real good picture of one of your students. You want to send it to... you want to send it to me and send a copy to yourself, and you want to say, hey, can you use this picture sometime in one of your articles, or can you use this on the website? Or you can send it to a parent. They might think it's kind of nice. Tell them, hey, there are more pictures online. Send it. And then this photo album is something that anybody in this class can see, which is, again, really nice because it's your class. Pretty useful. Calendar can be just for your stuff. I added in test over chapter 2 for Natasha. Okay, that's obviously not real because, for one, it's in the month of June. But you can edit the details. The main thing I wanted to do is delete this because I don't think she has a test, so we're going to click delete and OK. Documents. Now let's go back up to news. I told you about that a little bit, but I didn't make anything. We're going to make a new article. You tell who you want it to apply for. Again, there's that drop-down menu if you have more than one class. Put your title or headline in. Primary photo. I only have one photo uploaded under Natasha's account, so that's the one that comes up. Otherwise, there will be a drop-down list to choose from. You type in your article, this was the most amazing field trip ever, or whatever, and then you would you click save, but I'm not planning on doing that. I'm just going to close that. That's pretty much it under classroom. Front desk, don't need to worry about. Pretty much the only thing that you really need to worry about is the teacher's desk. At the beginning of the day, you're going to take attendance. No attendance to be taken in June, so we're going to jump to August. And everybody's present, that's wonderful. Or if they're tardy, excused, unexcused, that all makes sense. Type a note, walked in 15 minutes late again, or whatever. Lunch orders, again, no lunch orders in June, and we actually don't have the calendar set yet. So there are no meal orders to be taken at this point. But right now I have the 29th selected. If I want to go to a different date, let's say I go to Saturday, there's going to be nothing available because we don't have school on Saturday. Go back to the 30th, and since I don't have any meals in yet, that's not going to show up, but it's basically going to look like your milk orders do here. You can go through one at a time and check them, or you could just say, hey kids, I'm going to assume everybody's having a milk, and check that blue check mark. Anytime you do the blue check mark in Sycamore, it checks everybody. And raise your hand if you're not going to have milk. Cash, no, okay. And then I will submit my order. You have to submit the order, otherwise it doesn't work. If you would like to eat, we're going to have to make sure and check you. Make sure your order gets into. That's attendance and lunch orders. Seating chart, if you want to get into that, go for it. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't mess with it. You can do a lot of your planning in here. Dropbox would be something where you can upload documents to. For your personal use. The main things you need to know though are the attendance, lunch orders, those are mandatory, and then the grade book. There are her subjects listed in order. She's going to have an assignment. There are current assignments, which are assignments that are out now, graded assignments, and future assignments. Future assignments are something that's coming down the line. The main thing that you need to mess with, current and future is completely up to you if you want to use that feature. Graded is the one that you need to use. Go to new assignment, and I'm going to title this and Jesus questions, and that's going to be under religion. And right now I only have assignments, but we can add in tests and other things. But you could also add that with your title if you wanted to, so we don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going to weight it 3 times, and it's graded, and it's already graded. It's not saying it's going to be graded, it's saying it's in the grade book. The only way parents can see it is if it's graded. And I'm going to go to add and grade it, or you can just go to add, since I already know what their grades are. I'm going to go to add and grade. Give Rebecca Artfield 100%, and actually it was an easy assignment, so I'm going to auto-fill it down. Everybody got 100 except for, sure, Cash has it missing, so he's got a 0 so far. Megan has it late, so she got a 80, and Ty Hits was absent. I believe if they're absent, it doesn't take it into account for their grade, but that will show up then. Something I've been having to do on my laptop is resize these windows a lot. We should be able to get it set up so you don't have to do that. I'll mess with it a little bit, and if you're having that issue and I don't have it figured out, we'll just call customer support. Anyway, we are going to post grades after the update. And we want it graded. Actually, I'm not going to do that because I don't want parents getting notification of something that hasn't happened yet. And I'm going to click update. And average grade is 92.5. And if I had done post grades under the grade overview, under religion, it all shows up along with their current grade, but the grades aren't posted yet, so nothing's showing up there. The grade summary, real similar, or you can just go through and select the different subject. And that's pretty much all you need to worry about for now. There are other features we'll get into later, but to get started, that's probably enough. Communication. There's the flash news. That was the scrolling news in the upper right hand, where if you clicked on it or put your mouse over it, it stopped. Pass a note's a big one, where I want their information again. I can click on her, get her information. I check the blue check mark. It checks everybody. We're going to blast a note. And right now it's only giving me the option for Sycamore support. I need to add in the people there, and that's something I need to do. And then you'll be able to send a note to anybody. And this is something where when they log on, that note's going to pop up. And so it's impossible to miss if they log on. You can also email. Batch email is like a big group email. That should be all that you really need to worry about for now. That's kind of just the intro of how to get started. If you have any questions, you're not going to break it by playing around with it, but hopefully that'll get you started. But feel free to dive into it and get a feel for what we're doing. I think that should be everything. You notice there are 2 tabs here. My home tab in 3rd grade is different from my home tab. This is just my 3rd and 4th grade home page. You see that in the upper right hand corner? That is just my class page. I'm going to switch tabs over. This is my Sycamore main page. If I go to home here, that's the school's Sycamore home page. You got to make sure that these 2 tabs are separate. It'll open it in a new page for you. Something else I want to point out real quick before I forget is if I have a pop-up come up, let's see where I can find one. We'll go to the news. Let's go to Natasha's page. News. If I'm going to create a new article, okay, I have a pop-up here. Now, what happens a lot, and I know I'll get questions on it, let's say I click back here, my article disappeared. I click on new article, nothing's happening. Where'd it go? It's not working. Well, the reason it isn't working is because it's already up. It's just hiding behind the window. So I'm going to have to minimize to find it. Oh, there it is. Now I can add it in, or I can close out of it, and then I'm going to have to open my page back up. But that's just for pop-ups. If you have a pop-up come up and you accidentally click on something else, the pop-up is hiding behind. So it's not that it isn't there, it's just hiding. I think that's everything. I'm sure there's going to be more, but that should get us a start.